Welcome to the Purpose and Performance Podcast.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Today we're doing a special episode drop to kind of go over our Vegas race and recap of the Rock and Roll Vegas 10K.
Yes, I'm currently pulling up individual results right now.
Wow. Official. Well, while she is pulling up individual results, a couple quick cleanup items. FCA donations are still a thing. So on the website, if you go to the donations tab and click that, all your proceeds of the donations will go to the FCA Bloomington chapter, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Continue to check out the store. We need to get a little bit better about putting more shirts on there, especially since every episode we're like, that's going to be a shirt.
Yeah, but it also we've had quite a week or 2 weeks.
We have. That's fair.
We're going to talk about part of it.
Yeah,
today.
We are. So getting into it a little bit, first and foremost, I have to announce to the room, we're in the presence of royalty. Someone got first place in their age group. Yes, my wonderful and beautiful wife got first place in her age group at the Vegas 10K. Out of how many people in your age group?
312, I think.
If anyone was counting, I'm sure they weren't.
I think that's what it was.
And then I'm going to keep bragging on you for a minute, so you're just going to have to sit through this. She got...
No, 380. Sorry.
Oh, a few more. And then she got what unofficially said fourth place, but after we looked at the pictures, she actually crossed the finish line before the other person. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So third place. I'm gonna call you a podium finisher. And then 19th or 18th?
18th.
18th out of men and women combined out of everybody. And that was out of 5,000 plus people.
5,103.
You're a dog. Dog mentality. So let's do a quick recap of so again, we ran a 10K. Let's do a quick recap of your splits. You have them up?
I can. Yes. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the race while you pull up your splits.
Okay.
So the race itself, awesome. They shut down the Vegas Strip from noon, and they started with yoga. We didn't do yoga that day. We were doing some other stuff.
Yeah, but they do yoga on the Strip, which is really neat.
Right. And then they get everything ready for the race. You get your corral set up. It was a 4:30 start to the race. There was a 10K and a half marathon. The night before was the 5K, I believe. Or was it the day or night before?
It was night as well.
Nighttime as well. But what's really cool is for a guy like me who's pretty slow at running races, I got to see nighttime. She was finished before nighttime even set in. So I got to run next to the lights of the Vegas Strip and take in the sights while I was running. But really cool race overall.
It was.
Very crowded.
It was. I think they said there was something like 25,000 runners or close to it, which means of the 5,000 in the 10K, the rest were all the half marathon, which I'm sure that's the more enticing thing because it does take longer and then you get to run the whole Strip at night. You go from end to end. So
yeah, it was awesome. I actually really enjoyed it. I think that as we were getting started to go out, we were both a little stressed because maybe the corral felt a little unorganized and things felt a little stressful.
Yeah. And I was in the first corral, blue. And then there was one between us and then you were in yellow. So they kept making comments about blue being oh, these guys don't need anything to be amped. These are the ones that get up at 5 a.m. and they work out. And I was like, oh my God. But it was just funny because everybody around me was just trying to warm up. And we're just I don't know,
we're packed in sardines. Yeah, we're packed in
and
like
this guy
sardines.
next to me is trying to do leg swings, and I'm like, "Sir, you're gonna kick someone."
Be careful.
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. They were actually, I don't know if you could hear this whole part, but they were kind of bad mouthing you guys in the blue group too.
Were they?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I was way back in yellow because we were the cool crowd. But yeah, they were the people in the blue group don't even get to take in Vegas. They don't even get to enjoy it. It's almost more about the people that's everyone behind them and they go do their thing and just don't enjoy the race. And I was like, dang.
Well, rude. I enjoyed the race. We'll get to the most enjoyable part of that whole race, but
yeah,
not yet.
But not yet. Yeah. So anyway, the course started in front of the New York. We ran out of like town, like out past Mandalay Bay towards the airport and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. I don't know if this happened to you, but as I was running over by the airport, plane was landing like right overhead.
Yes.
It was like 100 feet above it.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
There was a really big plane that, well, I guess they're all really big planes, but
Yeah, we have good adjectives on this podcast. And then you turn back around, you go all the way back down past the link and all that stuff, basically to where the new Hard Rock Casino is being built. And then you turn around and you finish in front of the Bellagio fountains.
Yes.
Very neat, very well set up, cool course.
yeah.
But anyway, we're going to get into individual stuff and how the race went individually for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a series of interview questions that Andra has not seen.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, we got to interview the champion.
Okay.
So let's start here. What was your average pace for the whole entire race?
6:54.
6:54. What were your mile splits 1 through 6? Don't include the 0.2 because I know you're going to get nerdy on it. So just do 1 through 6.
Oh, whatever. You want the deets.
Yeah.
Okay. So mile 1, 6:51.
Okay.
Mile 2, 6:54.
Okay.
Mile 3, 6:49. Mile 4, 6:54. Mile 5, 6:56. And this was the mile that I knew, this was right before turnaround. So I knew coming down that mile, I could feel a slight grade down. And I was like, okay, we're at the turnaround, which is a U-turn. And I'm like, this is going to be a slight grade up. This is the worst time to have a grade up. I was like, this is going to be a little harder. So
Right.
mile 6 was 7:06. So I slowed a bit. And I think it was because of distress physically, but also that slight grade. And then I'm going to say it anyway. My split for the 0.21 was 6:22.
So cooking on that 0.2.
It's my kick. Yeah.
Yeah. Your kick. Is that what runners say?
Yeah.
Cool. Good to know. Didn't know that. Well, yeah. I kicked it too.
Totally. Well, you did. You told me.
Also, I have to point out too, before we continue forward, that we are both wearing our medals from the race because we thought it'd be hilariously cheesy, not because we're super proud of the actual medals. So if you're watching on YouTube, we are wearing our medals sitting in our...
Also wore my tee.
Yeah, wearing a Vegas tee. Oh, it's awesome. And I wore my NASCAR archery deer shirt because I was so fast.
So fast.
It's so fast.
Dialed.
But no, yeah. So obviously you kind of maintain the same pace the whole time, except for mile 3 and your kicker. Mile 3 you sped up. Mm-hmm. And was that wasn't on part of the downhill though, right? That was still
the start of the first. There was two feelable downhills. 3 was one of them.
Okay. And that also discerns the type of runners that we are. She said, "Did you feel that downhill and like kick it up?" And I was like, "I didn't know there was a down or an uphill at any point in this race. If you would have told me that road was flat, I would have been like, that road is flat." I had no idea. You were a lot more, you have a lot more perception than I do as it relates to that.
Oh, yeah. I could definitely feel those.
Yeah.
Very slight, but they were there.
What I want to talk to you about a little bit about the race. So talk about your mindset, because this is different than most races. This is a night race. Talk about your mindset during the day. Were you thinking about the race all day? We didn't really talk about it at the time. Were you thinking about the race all day? Were you thinking about what you're trying to do your splits? I know you had already planned and you had Pace Pro and all these things in your head of like what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But during the day, were you thinking about it, or were you kind of enthralled with the Vegas experience of us walking around, grabbing food, like hanging out with my mom? What was that like?
I think in the morning I was probably like just in the moment of hanging out and stuff. Like, I mean, we saw the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere, which was pretty lit.
Yeah.
And I think I allowed myself to just like relax then. But I did feel like as soon as we left there, I was like, okay, like I need to actually start thinking because we didn't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Between like eating something and then getting ready. So I'm not a night runner. I'm not a night worker outer. I don't do that. Unless I absolutely have to. So this was different. I've never done a race at night or had all this time beforehand to just like think.
Yeah.
Which usually it's like, you wake up in the morning and it's like,
boom,
it's go time.
Yep.
So it was a little different, but I was thinking about it. I knew that I had a goal of 43 minutes. And I knew that was going to require a 6:55 pace. And I was like, wow, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
The last time I ran a 5K, I did it in 6:45, and that was at the Turkey Trot.
And that's a 5K, so we're talking about half the distance.
Right. And so I was like, can I do this? I don't know, but I'm going to try. And I think that there's something in my mind about like disappointing the masses, as if there's masses for me, but whatever, you know what I mean? Because I had told so many people like what I wanted, and I was like, you can't mess this up.
Well, that ties into a previous episode of talking about accountability, though. If you say you're going to do something, you always attempt to do it. We had a long talk in Vegas about that.
Yeah.
Of how by saying it, you feel like you have to do it. But if you didn't do it, everyone would still be impressed that you did it because you're going to compete well no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do get to, and again, this is me saying this, so I'm not like non-humble bragging for you, but I kind of am. When you get to the echelon of runner that you are going to have bad races.
Yeah.
Compared to someone in my yellow corral or the green corral in front of me. Like every race is likely to be a PR if you've been training consistently.
Yeah.
But when you are as consistent as you are, and you are in that upper fast level of competing athlete, you are going to have letdowns because not every race is going to be perfect.
Yeah. It takes a series of events to go perfectly well in order to PR once you get to a certain level, I guess. And yeah, I knew it was going to be all out if I wanted to finish in 43. So
yeah.
And I did have like this repeating thought too, because we had been texting our boss the day before, and he's like, well, what are you going for? And I said 43, and he's like, 40. Like, do it. And I'm like, that's not possible for me right now. But I had it in my mind, like, well, what if I could get between 40 and 43?
Oh, man.
You know, so
See,
I had thoughts.
Those are toxic thoughts.
I know. But yeah, I stuck to my plan. My official time was 43:03. I have qualms with race times in my Garmin time because I'm like, I have like a very like sophisticated GPS on my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the course is just always off and it just bothers me, but whatever. So my official finish time was 43:03, which is a 6:57 mile. But on my watch, it was, hold on, please.
Yeah, it was the same for both of us. Our watch was faster than what the actual race time showed.
Yeah, it was 42:48. And
so 42:48 compared to 43:03.
Right. And like, I mean, that's a kind of a significant difference. And it would have been like 6:54.
Again, at the level that you're running at, that is a large difference.
It is. 3 seconds is, I don't know.
I don't know about you, but the course was longer than the watch. My watch said the course was longer than the actual course was.
My watch said it was 6.27.
Which was the case for the Nashville race as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. It's fine. I mean, who knows? Maybe I started my watch like slightly before their chip timer. You know, who knows? But at any rate, it was still within. I hit my goal. So
I think my watch actually said that it was a 1/10 of a mile longer. The course was a 1/10 of a mile longer than it was actually measured out because I was hitting about a 1/10 of a mile on each marker.
Yeah, but my watch will automatically detect the 10K before if I stop or don't. So my 10K on my watch, was still 42:48.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, I was sub 43 in my book.
Yeah,
on a personal level, not maybe an official race time, but yeah. So that's pretty sick.
It's awesome. No, so obviously a PR for you for the 10K. Hauling. Have you ever won a race before outside of like maybe a cross country race or something like that? Like you've never won a competitive race like this before?
No.
When you got done and you got first in your age group and like you saw that, was it a little bit surreal? And I know this is like weird to talk about because you don't like talking about this, but like I do because it's my wife and it's cool.
I looked at it and I was like, wow, Andy called it. That's all I thought. That was my first thought. Yeah. Because at the morning of the race, I had looked at the results of the 5K and I was like, oh man, I would have won the 5K. That'd be cool. And then our friend was like, well, now you just got to do the 10K. And I was like, nah, that probably won't happen. Like there's so many really good people out there. So my first thought was, wow, he called it. So
dog mentality.
I mean, it wasn't really like surreal. I was just like, that's cool.
Yeah. You are so fast. It's unbelievable. And so walk me through. So you have your kicker at the end. You cross the finish line. Was there anything exciting that happened right after the finish?
Yes. I don't know if this is my medal or your medal, and so sorry if I swapped them, but I did wash the ribbon. So right around mile...
Not joking. There's actually crusty on the inside of this medal. So I have
you
the
have
puke medal. Cool. This is really neat. I feel like you did it on purpose.
I did it. I'm sorry. It was on your side of the hanger thing. Anyway, so around mile 5, I started to feel like, okay, like I am hitting some exhaustion here. But I was just like, it's too late now. Like, you need to keep going. And then I knew that 1% uphill, I'm guessing it's 1% or 2 maybe, that I could feel that slowed me down. I was like, oh no. Like, and I could just feel like my stomach starting to like turn, and everything felt like it was like in my throat. And I was like, oh, this is not going to be great. But like the girl that I ended up passing was right in front of me. And I was like, there ain't no way.
Yeah.
She's going to outkick me. So I, as soon as I got to her and could see that I was at the 6 mile marker, I took off. I was like, she's not beating me. And I got all the way to the end, and I was like, oh, I'm going to hurl. But the medal guy was right there. And so I was like, well, you can't puke on the medal guy. So I just like held it in, and then he gave me the medal over my head, and I parted the sea of these medal people and just was like, move. And they all just like gave me these wide eyes, and I just yacked into the garbage can behind them. And my medal like fell into the can with it. And I puked on the medal.
And now I have it around my neck.
Yep. I washed it. It's just stained.
It actually feels crusty right here.
Oh.
Like you could feel a difference in the whole. Oh. Whoa. Oh gosh, I gotta stop touching it.
Wah, wah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. So the finish line, you get over there, you hurl. First time throwing up from athletic exhaustion.
Ever.
And we looked up why that was. You were above your lactate threshold, right?
Whole time.
The whole time of your run. Because your lactate threshold was what?
It's like 7.
7 minutes. So to run above that for 6.2 miles is bananas.
It is. It was, yeah.
And transparently, the person that got second was only like 7 seconds ahead of you on chip time. And then the first place was like maybe 13 seconds ahead.
Yeah. But
again, like that difference, I mean, I know it's a lot in there, but I mean, like your kicker at the end, like that's awesome that you were able to get down to 6:22 to push at the end.
Mm-hmm. I think that if I would have went any further than what I did, I probably would have thrown up on the course. So.
Probably, which would slow you down dramatically.
Yeah, it was the absolute max effort that I could give. And I mean, and to me, I'm just like, it's not that fast. Like I could be faster. I want to be faster than that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see people run these with like a 6-minute pace. Like, I want to do that.
And you almost scared my mom to death when she saw you yakking too. She was not doing well seeing you yakking. She was like, are you going to die?
Yeah. She was a little concerned.
Yeah.
It was funny because I looked up from the trash can and the first person I locked eyes with was your mom. And she was like, oh, and I was like, I'm fine.
I'm good. This is what I do.
Yeah.
A push.
A medic came up to me and was like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. But no, I think, again, saying it for the record too, so it's recorded. I'm incredibly proud of you. It was awesome.
Thanks.
When I crossed the finish line and you're like, I got first, I was like, what? I like immediately didn't care about everything that I did. I was like, I can't believe that just happened.
Okay, let's clarify. That's not the first thing I said to you. I was waiting for you to cross.
You told me you're so proud of me.
Yeah, and then I found you and I was like, yo, Dada, it was a 20-minute PR for you.
It's 16 minutes.
That was
maybe 20. I don't remember.
Yeah, and and then we just we chatted about your time. You threw up too, so
I did, and a lot less gracefully. I just threw up on the ground. You went to the trash can and parted the seas. I just literally looked straight up and went, and it just flew out.
Like Moose.
Yeah. It was very casual. I get so upset at Moose when he throws up casually like that, but I get it. Maybe he's just past his lactate threshold.
Maybe.
Just walking around the house. No, it was awesome. Quite a performance out of you.
Thanks. Yeah, so with your race, tell us what you did on the course that, wasn't so smart.
Well, actually, we don't know if that's the case now after some recent events yesterday
still doesn't mean
unfolded.
It was smart.
It was not smart. So I was in the yellow corral. I was in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the back, but I was in like the third wave or whatever, but I was actually further up in the yellow. I kind of worked my way towards, I think it was green was in the middle of us.
If you were in the all the way, just a side note, in the last corral, when I went through, the bibs I were seeing, because like you did a U-turn, so I could see
Right.
people on the other side. Those bibs were not even yellow yet when I went through, and I was like, oh my goodness! If you were in the back, I don't think that those people left till like 6 p.m.
Yeah, because I left the gate 35 minutes after you left the gate. So like I didn't start running. You started at 4:30.
Yeah,
I didn't start running till 5:05. Like you were almost done. Like you were 10 minutes or 15 minutes from almost being done.
I finished at 5:13:09. That's what it says.
Yeah, see, like you guys waited on me a while because it took forever for us to start. But no, I got out, and traditionally with these races, I feel like you just can't go quick that first mile because everything's bunched up and it's kind of tight.
Yeah.
What was really nice was the street on both sides was shut down, so you have 4 lanes, and I mean you're running 2 lanes on one side, 2 lanes on the other, but it was actually really wide. I like as soon as we started the race, there was no one in my way, and I was in like the sea of people. I wasn't out front like you.
That was my biggest issue with Nashville was it bottlenecked right away.
Yeah,
it went from like 4 lanes to down to 2, and I was like, this is insanity.
Yeah, it took 5,000 people and put them into a 10-foot wide space to turn a corner.
Yeah,
it was not great.
It was not good.
Yeah, so in my head, my initial thought was, I need to run fast now because it is going to bottleneck. So I can save time in this first mile. Like I'm not going to save my energy. I'm going to use it now, and then I'll do like positive split because I thought the race would bottleneck. And so I was like, I'm going to go out this first mile fast, and then I'll do like an active recovery. So going from like fast for me and the type of runner I am would be like a 10:40, 10:50. Like that would be like I'm pushing what I know I'm capable of, even heart rate wise, like 195, whatever it might be. Move my legs as fast as I can, just run as fast as I can this first mile because I have space. I will then do like an active recovery and slow down and lower my heart rate. So I get past the first mile. I'm like, the road's still open. I'm going to keep pushing. And I was like a 187 heart rate. And I'm like, I'm going to keep pushing. Like and then I got to mile 3 and I'm like, have I really maintained this for 3 miles? I didn't know it was possible. I was like, I think I've got more. Like mentally, I literally thought I probably have more. So I kicked it up and my heart rate was like 197 and I ran a 10:20 something or 10:30. And I was like, oh no, I have 3 more miles after this. And so I was like, what do I need to do to maintain? So I dialed back to like a 10:40, and then I think my last 2 miles were slower, like I said, like a positive split. I believe they were like 11 and 11:30. I don't know. Are you looking at? You're not looking at them.
No, I can only see your average.
Oh, that's right. And my average ended up being like 11:14, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I did a lot of like 11, 10:50, 10:30, 10:50, 11:20. Like my last mile was slower, and then I did the kicker thing at the last 0.2 as well. I went as hard as I could. As soon as I saw the actual finish line and that like first thing you pass through before you get to the finish, I was like, go. And I think that ended up being like 0.15 and just as fast as I could.
Yeah.
But what you're referring to, back to your original question, is at mile 3 or 4, there was a goo station. I'd never had this specific goo. I picked it up and had it, and in my stomach immediately, like I drank all of it instantly, immediately flipped my stomach upside down. So those last 2-3 miles were nightmarish. Like the whole time it felt like I had a child sitting on my chest, just going like this. And then as soon as I crossed the finish line, I went to like breathe because I felt like I wasn't breathing fully. And I did one of the like, and there was just no air. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I having like an asthma attack? I don't even have asthma. And then everything flew out. And so it just turned out that the goo was in the way of the air. So yeah, I should not try new goos on the course, I learned. However, yesterday, the same electrolytes that I also tried for the first time during that race, I tried again yesterday while doing a 4.5 mile run and had to return home because I was sick as well. So I think we figured out it's the electrolytes that got me.
Potentially.
Because I was also that goo during the races when I also drank more. So I drank
Okay.
all my electrolytes then too.
Yeah. So do you know your official finish time? Because I do.
109.50?
109.34.
34.
Yeah. And you said your previous was like 120. Not 120, 130.
124
Okay.
was my previous. 124 was my previous. 124.50. And yeah, 124.50 was my previous. So it was like 15-minute PR then. And before the race, my goal was to run a 113.
Yes.
And then we were texting with our boss, as Andra alluded to. And I said, I'm going to go 110. And then in the very first mile, I saw someone holding a sign that said PR or ER. And I was like, that is the worst that could happen. God's got me. We're going to go to the ER. And I also thought, if I have to go to the ER, I also don't have to continue running.
Oh my goodness.
So not bad. It's a good strategy.
All right, your places. In the male 30 to 34 division, you were 98th out of 222. In your gender, you were 811 out of 1969. And then overall, out of 5,103 runners, you were 1,479.
Not terrible.
No.
Better than, honestly, I expected.
No, I mean, I think that's great. I mean, your personal PR plus like these placings are good.
Yeah, for running, I usually am not in even the top 50th percentile. So being top 50th percentile and even a little bit lower than that for some of those, I feel happy with.
Yeah.
For biking, I feel like I'm usually a little bit better, like not relative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was a good race.
It was. It was a lot of fun. I think if I did it again, I would probably do the half just so that I could maybe be out there a little longer and like get all the way to the end and kind of experience the full strip. But I thought it was good.
Yeah. Also, I feel like if you're going to do a race in Vegas, one thing that we haven't talked about yet is not doing Vegas. And when we say this, we didn't do Vegas, and that's in quotes, by like going out, we're clubbing every night. We got to bed at a reasonable time each night. What I mean by doing Vegas is walking. How many steps did you have the day before the race?
Well, I had to run. So I ran and then we had to walk to Resort World and back. So that plus everything else, I think I was at like 32,000 steps, which is my watch said I walked 15 miles. That's including my run.
And I was at 23,000 steps, and I did not do the run that you did in the morning. And not great for like prep. I think we were both more sore after that race than we thought we were going to be. And I feel like that was a large contributing factor for that.
It was. I woke up the next morning after that night and the morning of the race, and I looked at you and I was like, I think we have a problem. My hamstrings.
Yeah, you were a little rough.
Yeah, it was like the outside of my hamstrings too, which I was just like, oh no. Like every time I like contracted, it could feel like it felt crampy.
Yeah.
I was like, because I know I'm going to have to like be springy.
So. Yeah, no. So recommendations would be not to do Vegas in that manner before the race. But as far as actual recommendations go, go to the Sphere. See the Wizard of Oz. It was awesome.
Yeah. I do have a critique of the race, and I think that Rock and Roll should do this. I mean, they're owned by Ironman, so I don't see why they don't, but they need athlete briefings. And I know it's not like the same as like triathlon where you have to have like safety briefings and things like that. But like, I think it would be nice to like be able to like go over like the course. And the finish line was confusing because there was a pre-finish line and then a finish line.
Yeah.
And nothing was labeled like finish. It was just like, what if someone stopped at that first
I almost did.
Yeah.
I almost did until I got past it and I saw above the lights there was a finish, but it wasn't like you'd expect a big sign that says finish. It was like smaller letters that were kind of like central, but they were above the bright light, so it was hard to see.
Yeah, I saw both of those too, and I was like, I'm going to run through both because I don't know which it is.
I felt the same way.
And then also like at the turn, there was no large sign that said like 10K half. And I was like, well, it doesn't make any sense for it to be the right. But being out this is sound cocky, being out in the front when there's no one around me, it's not like I can follow the crowd. I'm like, I need signs or like someone pointing.
Yeah, pointing one direction or the other, yeah.
So I think you need athlete briefings because it's just like, it's a lot.
And again, not to critique the race in a hard way, but I think if we're talking about feedback for the race, not like anyone from the race is listening to this, but
Well, maybe listeners will do the race though. Who knows?
yeah, I think two things they could do: a flyover of the course. So like you could click an active link, and they'll fly a drone from where you start to where you go for the 10K, and then they fly a drone from where you go to the
like a
half.
preview.
A preview of the course, a flyover. That'd be helpful.
Yeah.
If they're not going to do a briefing, but two, just a more organized start for the corrals, because the corrals were incredibly confusing.
Well, they got us in late, and then nobody followed directions.
Right. And so I think the corrals were incredibly confusing. Now, again, once you got going from there, I thought it was pretty good. But that would be my critiques is a flyover that would show you where the course is and where you're running and where your turnarounds are. And then that. But
also, if you're planning on doing this race, please be aware there is nowhere to warm up. That was like a really big issue for me because I was supposed to warm up. And I mean, it's Vegas. Everything's crowded already. There was nowhere. And I was just like, I guess I'm going to hope for the best here.
Yeah.
Because there's just nothing I could do.
So if anyone's ran Rock and Roll Nashville, like there's like little side streets you can warm up on. You can run up and down the sidewalk. There's like tons of open area to be able to warm up on.
Yeah, I just feel like it's because it was Vegas. It was difficult.
Yes, and I agree. And so we like tried to go on a little run together and that didn't work. And then we tried again and that didn't work.
No.
And even stretching, it's hard to find a place to stretch because everyone, even not in the corrals, were packed in.
Yeah.
I did feel terrible for the folks who were not involved with the race at all, that were staying at the New York, walking through the crowds with their luggage, trying to get into the hotel. I was like, that's nightmare fuel. That
really does.
It's unfortunate. It's all first world problems, but it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. There was also a High Rocks going on too, so I'm sure they were like, all these fitness people.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say, and this is like a final question of our recap here, what would you say was your mentality while running for motivation? What did your playlist consist of, and what was your mental motivation? Those are my two ending questions.
Yeah, so I made a playlist.
Okay.
And I do this on purpose. My first song was I Thank God.
I like it.
Yeah. By House Fires. And there's a bunch of other people that are in it. But that song to me was like very like special to me from like the moment I felt like I found faith again. Like I felt like that song is like, that was it for me. And I really I vibe to it. It's a great song.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this song and you've never told me about it. So
you've definitely heard it. You would know it if you heard it. I'll play it for you when we're not recording. But that song is just a banger and it like motivated right away. But all the rest of them are like, was like regular, Christian, regular. I'll Make a Man Out of You by from Mulan.
All right.
By Peyton Parrish.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
And then I like to end my my playlists for races with Billy Joel.
Yep.
For my dad. And for those of you that don't know, the last two races that I did, We Didn't Start the Fire on the playlist, but I shuffled the playlist. And both times it played as I crossed the finish line.
It's awesome.
And I did not do that on purpose. It was on shuffle. I did not plan that. So, like, shout out. That was cool. And, like, more backstory. He never missed a cross-country meet of mine. He was always there at every single run that I ever did. So, it was just cool that happened both times. And then this time, I put it last on purpose. But it didn't play because I was faster than my playlist.
Faster than your playlist. I do think, and not to like bring up a separate thing altogether, and probably sharing a personal story here. Yeah. But I think it's really cool that your dad was so involved with music, like guitars, everything. You have his guitar in the basement.
You do.
I think it's so cool he's involved with music. I think that's awesome. Those happened the last two races. And also it's the way I feel like that he continues to speak to you because the night your dad passed, Billy Joel put out his first new song in how many years? 15 years?
No, it was the morning of his funeral when that song came out.
I thought we found it on the way back from Peoria after dinner that night. We were pulling into the neighborhood. It was nighttime. It was that exact night.
Was it?
Yep. I'm 100% sure. I can look at the date and just to confirm.
Okay. Well, to be completely transparent, I drank too much that night. So, you know, probably don't remember very clearly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it was that night. and you're like, Billy Joel just put out a song. We're like a mile from our neighborhood.
Okay. I am remembering this now. Okay.
And I was like, what? And you're like, I'm not kidding with you. Billy Joel just released a song, and your dad had passed 2 hours before that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And I didn't know the significance because I don't know Billy Joel as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, he hasn't put out a song in like 10 years. And he puts it out
Facts.
the day that your dad passes. And then to have, we didn't start the fire the last 2 races.
Yeah.
And like having this, I think it's a really cool way that like he continues to speak to you and like
Mm-hmm.
show his presence.
Some people might not know this either, but my middle name is Joel and I'm named after Billy Joel. So like it's a very like significant artist in our life. And because he's my dad's favorite artist. So all of that is very much.
It's cool.
Ooh.
I thought it was really cool. And I think that it continues to be cool. And I like that you put it on your playlist and now have it like as last.
Yeah. I think that'll be a tradition, but you asked what like motivated me and what my playlist was like. And, there really isn't like motivation in my brain for these things. It's like you said you were going to do it. So like put your money where your mouth is and do it.
Well, I think the extrinsic motivator would be the fact that you told everybody that and you were going to try and hold yourself accountable to a time that you told people you might run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But inside I was just like, no, like you're going to do this. And like, this is probably pretty scary, but we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But my first playlist or my first song being that was the point was that I was running for like, my own goal and that's fine. But overall, my goal was to glorify God and all of that. And so that's why those were on there.
Nice.
And like I was given the gifts from him that I'm choosing to use in the way that I am. But yeah, I could not do any of this without him. So
yeah. It's awesome. I like it. That was, just to spin the question back to myself, I'll ask myself the same question.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. My playlist, funny enough, we didn't talk about this ahead of time either. I think we talked about it maybe after the race.
We did, yeah.
The name of my playlist was Glorify God.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it was all just a mixture of Christian rap, Lecrae, Tripoli, Andy Mineo, and all that stuff. But I started with the God I'm Just Grateful by Elevation Worship. And then Praise by Brandon Lake, again with Chandler, came on as well.
It's a banger.
All really good. And then at the end, which is like a banger, if you haven't heard it, there's a song called Church Clap with Lecrae. And it is upbeat. And that was on my kicker. Like right when I was about to turn it up and like was like, oh, I see it. The beat in the background, like clapping, started going. And I was like, it's time to go. And it was just like engage and then went through.
Yeah.
So but yeah, no, and I think my motivation, like you said, you've been given these gifts. Like I've been given the gift of mobility. Like I have different gifts than you have.
Yeah.
But I think it's still a gift to be able to be mobile and all these things. And so I obviously thought about my dad the whole time and just like his lack of mobility at the end. And I was like, oh man, like if he went through all that, I can certainly run a little faster.
Yeah.
And so that was my motivation. Anytime I was like, I'm above my threshold. I'm like, what's a threshold anyway? Is there really one?
Right.
Which is like probably dumb to think because there probably is one. It's called your max heart rate where you just kill over and die. But yeah, I was pushing it. I've never seen my heart rate show. I think 201 was my highest heart rate during the race. And
I could have gone without knowing that.
That's scary a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, according to Garmin, my max heart rate is 205. So yeah, I was clicking.
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
So yeah, playlists and motivation there, but
yeah, I'm realizing now that like we didn't start the fire played like when I was puking, so I did start the fire.
Yeah. We didn't start the fire.
Yeah,
screamo version.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, no. Again, I think that's a pretty solid recap of the race and a recap of the weekend. It's a good time to spend some time with my mom and
it was.
For us to be with her and. Obviously had some good food and other stuff.
So what's next?
Next race recap will be coming in April after the Christie Clinic half marathon that we're both running.
No, we're just skipping mine.
Do you like that? Did you see me wink at you?
No. She
didn't even get it. Sorry, guys.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. So there's nothing big happening anytime soon.
No.
We are less than a month out.
Mm-hmm. A little less than 4 weeks.
Yep. From your Ironman Texas, 70.3.
Mm-hmm.
And do we get into it a little bit or no?
I don't care. Sure.
All right. What and how is your mindset going to change for that when we arrive in Texas versus what you prepped for this way? It's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
How is it going to be different?
I think that for Vegas, in my head, I was like, fun run. I mean, I wanted to run speedy. That was like what I kept saying. I was like, we get to run fast. It's fun. But that's not, I mean, I'm going to race fast or try to, but it's more of like a serious thing to me. This was like this is my race that like, I'm going to have a lot more pressure, and I think there's going to be more nerves. I'm already nervous. I have thoughts all the time. Like, I'm not ready. I can't do this. But I know I'll be fine. But I think my mindset will definitely be more focused. And I've told you this, but like, it's like I have to have like a regimented plan. Like, I want to go into this like weekend being like, I'm certainly not going to go the day before and walk like I did in Vegas. But, I have things set up that I want to do. I mean, we arrive Thursday late. I want to eat. I want to go to sleep. And then, because I'm going to need to eat a lot Thursday, a lot Friday, and then eat regular Saturday. So I'm going to be like pretty strict on what I'm consuming as far as like a going out to eat standpoint. And like, that's just going to have to like remain focused there.
Right.
I mean, we have briefings Friday, and then Saturday I have a practice swim, and then we have to get my bike to transition and do all that. And then, Sunday would be, the race starts at 7 a.m. So, I mean, I'm just going to have to be focused. I'm just not going to be very fun.
Yeah. Well, what about motivation change? Is there motivation change for this race at all?
Yeah, I think that the goals and the motivation are definitely different. I have something to prove here to myself. And I mean, I want to make Worlds, which are in Nice, France in September. And I think that would just be proving to myself again, like I said last time, my why of like, I can do something hard. And I've trained for this, and this is new, but like, this is a different kind of new and a different kind of race. Like I told you, this is 5 hours of, I'm like right up there at the red line, 5 hours
Right.
of that. And it would just be like a follow through on the commitment that I made. And like, I stuck to that commitment and didn't let anything pull my focus away from that. And I made it to something that very few people make it to.
Yeah.
So.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask how the playlist is going to change, but you're not allowed to have music, so playlist isn't going to change.
No, I've done a lot of silent working out.
I do fully expect that since my mom and I will be on the course that you ride by singing I'll Make a Man Out of You, though. So just need you to figure that out on your ride by.
With my black Arrow helmet, just looking like...
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. But yeah, I have done a lot of rides silent, and in some ways that's kind of nice, but it's a lot. But I mean, I don't have music on the course, so I'm going to have to deal with my own thoughts and
no technology. Swimming
silent and running. I could run silent. That's fine. But the run at the Ironman is 3 loops. So I feel like there's a lot of crowds because it's a tight space. So it's like you get a lot of distraction there. And I will likely see you and your mom 3 times.
Yep.
So it's...
Oh, you will see me. I will be running down that course. When you're there, you think you're running. I'll be running next to you, which you've seen me be crazy runner.
Yeah, you trucked that lady in Nashville, remember?
There was an accident, and I still apologize to her. But I did mow her down because I was like, it's my wife. Get out of my way. No, I like to yell, my wife.
Oh, my goodness.
No, super excited for it. Really, I mean, we leave on the 26th, and I'm excited for you. I'm weirdly not nervous for you, though. I'm so confident in you, and obviously confident in God and the ability He's put in you. I'm like, nah, she's got this.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. The prep has been challenging, to say the least. Between having the stomach flu twice, I had flu A, I switched coaches, which is a whole nother thing.
Deaths in the family.
Yep, death in the family, work stress. It's been a challenging prep, to say the least, but we have missed maybe 2 workouts due to sickness.
And I would say your consistency, your commitment, a shout out to the previous episode, and your discipline, shout out to the next episode, and your consistency, shout out to one after that, are unmatched. And I think that even with all that going on, those things are the longer your training period is, which it obviously has been for 70.3, the more likely you're going to have things get in the way and interrupt you.
Yeah.
So the fact that you've only missed 2 is dumb.
Yeah.
No other way to say it. Sorry for the lack of ability to form better language. It's dumb. It's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, I'm excited about it. The only thing I worry about is the wind. And hopefully it'll be all right. But I mean, we live in the country and it is wind. But being a March race, I haven't had a lot of time to ride outside, which is also another concern of mine. But it's fine. We're going to get a couple in before then. And that means also I haven't open water swam either because of the time of year it is. So it's just things that I'm like, oh man, I wish I had that or this or whatever. But like, no matter the time of year when the prep is, I'm going to wish for that.
Right.
In some way, shape, or form with whatever thing. So.
And no, not to continue, but like and drag this out, but no open water swims are going to be the same either. Like Galveston's the ocean. Chicago, even though it's Lake Michigan, it can behave like an ocean. Like you got to swim there on a really calm day. And so
beautifully calm day. Usually it's not.
They said it was the most calm they've ever seen it for the race organizers who have been doing it for 28 years.
Yeah, Lake Michigan is terrible.
So Galveston could be more choppy. And so there is a certain amount of unknowns, but I think the ability to fall back on your training and your consistency and everything you've done so far is what's going to carry you through whatever those unknowns are. Like, let's say at the end of the day, your 100 times like 210 because the choppiness of the water, not because of you, but it slowed everybody down. Like it's going to slow the field down. So just doing your race, and I'm doing this on camera so everyone can hear me say this, because I'm going to say it to you 100 times. Just do your race.
Right.
And that's if you can stay within yourself and do your race, everything else falls into place from there.
Right. Yeah. And I think I have a better spiritual grounding for this than I did in Chicago. And
for sure. I could tell you were praying in Chicago, even though we didn't have the spiritual grounding that we do now. But I could just tell because you were praying because you were getting in water.
Yeah, I was like throwing a cat in the water there. Yeah. I mean, I was scared too. The wetsuit's a different beast. It's a lot of pressure on your chest, and when you're nervous, that turns into panic.
Yeah.
When you hit the water, because you can't breathe.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you were like, the suit's getting real tight. And I'm like, is the suit getting tight, or is the anxiety getting tight?
Or are you panicking?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be good. So. Anyway, we'll do a recap of that
for
when
sure
the time comes. And we hope to have like more footage to put together in the YouTube video so you can see more of like the process along the way, because it is like a 4-day thing, realistically.
Right.
So, yep.
Awesome.
Be great.
Well, thanks for joining us for the Vegas recap. And like you said, next episode will be out. This is Tuesday, so the next episode will be out this next Sunday, and it's the second part of our 3-part series. We did commitment first, and this next one will be discipline.
Mm-hmm. I love just talking about discipline.
And then again, we'll have our third, which will be consistency after that to finish out our 3-part series. And that's going to pretty much carry us straight into our next recap. We'll probably have one episode in between there, but then we'll be right into race time and back to talking about this. And you better believe I'm going to have a gauntlet of questions for you.
A gauntlet.
It's going to be a straight up interview. Like, what were you thinking at mile 33 when you drove by so quick and you didn't say hi? I'm going to have so many great questions.
Like you were at mile 33.
Yeah. But no, again, I do recommend the Rock and Roll Vegas race. Just do your homework and do a little bit of research beforehand.
All rock and roll races are done really well. It's a great program if you want to do a really solid put together race.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
But yeah, continue to like, rate, subscribe to the podcast, and we're out.
Cool. Deuces.
The vibe.